So I was going to save this one. It's a genuine XR6 3, I think. Anyway, so it's an XR6 with a Tickford motor and rah rah rah. It had no windscreen though, because it was going to be someone's race car. And so underneath a couple of these seams down under there, I found a bit of rust in there. Like, I just can't be bothered, basically. I mean, it all looks good, but because it had no windscreen, I put a cover over it. But silly me, I left it for a bit long with the water, so I had the cover taped on there, and it was going down there, and then I shut the bonnet on it because I was lazy, so a lot of the water ran down. Alright, and they're problem areas anyway. I can show you, like, up underneath there, the water comes running down and goes into there, so they actually start showing signs of rust there. Oh, hang on, move through there. Oh, this side's a good example. Okay, so you got some, it looks like surface rust there, but it's actually underneath there. Sometimes they seam seal that on some of them, but they haven't on this one. So there's usually under rubber, but that should be seam sealed too, in my humble opinion. Oh, there's a great example of it. Alright, so I mean, you know, the car's savable. The car is definitely easily savable, but I just can't be fucked. I've had enough of rust over the years, man. And this is an AU. Nothing wrong with the AUs, I like them, especially the XR6 ones, but or XR8 for that matter. But honestly, there's still so many of these around that it's just, mate, you know. Oh, and it's also, this one's been deregistered, so I'll show you the numbers. There you go. So anyway, awesome rake on it. Drag racing boat. I think I'd have to limit my quarter-mile times because the front wheel's a bit small for adequate braking analysis and LSC. But mate, she's got an awesome power weight distribution. The LSD in the back is still in there, which makes turning bloody hard. So straight line from the hoist. And the LSD does work. I can push on the front there and it kind of goes click click like a locker, but it ain't a locker. But that's just because I'm pushing it like here and sort of getting the, you know, there's no way on earth that the normal car would be able to turn like almost 90 degrees on itself. So one wheel's going backwards, the other wheel's trying to go forward, so you get kind of a click out of the LSD, which shouldn't happen, but it does. Anyway, so both of those wheels turn at the same speed, which is good news for an LSD. Poor old thing. So there's a bunch of differences in the firewall between this one and the older E series, which is the older, whatever it's in there, the older E series, including a bunch of extra holes there. That bracket there is non-existent, so I think it's only got a few spot welds, so I might be able to drill those out from the inside, because getting a drill in between there and there is a bit of a fucking fuck around, isn't it? The other thing is these ones have a bigger, or a different, one of them, a hole, whatever you want to call it. So on the E series you've got a, well, what I've done in the past, I've actually made up a piece of steel to fit this. I've just hacked that away, and then I've used a 3mm piece of steel and remade this section out of the old, my trusty 3mm, because I'm going manual with a cable clutch, you know, like remaking this whole section out of 3mm rather than 2 layers of 1.25 works wonders, as you can see. Well, you can't see, but you can imagine. Anyway, so there's a lot of differences between there and there, including that is different, I think, from memory. So if it isn't different, or in a different place, you can see there how they've they've done the same as what I was going to do, basically. So I was going to hole saw out that out of the other car and put this dome piece in. The other cars use a vacuum reservoir under here. I'm pretty sure these ones don't. So I think the vacuum reservoir is actually built into the heater, or heater box to be more accurate. Alright, well, I don't know whether you can hear any of that, but what the fuck. Oh, this is what happened to my mate's little Toyota front wheel drive. So this is the beam rear axle. So I was driving it along after it had been crashed into, and we had some awesome fucking camber, bro. The back wheel was honestly about 30 to 40 degrees, and the reason for that wasn't just because it's the bend in the straight beam axle, but this hub was only held on by about, I don't know, the bottom third or something. So this hub was like on an angle like that, you see. So anyway, driving along, doing about 50k, and got overtaken by the rear wheel, so figured it was time to stop and fix that fucker. Alright, well that's me. Later.